Welcome to Sonic Sciences. The world of espionage thrives on secrets, manipulation, and the subtle art of deception. It's a world shrouded in mystery, where information is power and the ability to influence outcomes can be the difference between success and failure. This is a world where the lines between illusion and reality blur, and where the techniques employed often mirror those used by mentalists and magicians. Mentalism, at its core, is about understanding and exploiting the workings of the human mind. It's about reading subtle cues, exploiting cognitive biases, and using suggestion and persuasion to influence thoughts and actions. These same principles, when applied in the realm of intelligence and security, can be powerful tools for gathering information, manipulating individuals, and achieving strategic objectives. Imagine a spy adept at cold reading, able to glean sensitive information from a target simply by observing their body language and making seemingly innocuous statements. Or consider the power of priming, where an agent subtly plants ideas and influences a target's decisions without them ever realizing they've been manipulated. These techniques, often associated with stage magic and illusion, take on a whole new significance when viewed through the lens of real-world intelligence. They offer a glimpse into the shadowy world of espionage, where the mind itself becomes both a target and a weapon. Cold reading, the art of making deductions about a person based on observation and generalized statements, is a staple of mentalism. It's how a stage performer seems to know intimate details about a complete stranger. In the hands of an intelligence operative, cold reading becomes a tool for quickly establishing rapport and extracting information. By observing a person's clothing, body language, and verbal cues, a skilled operative can make educated guesses about their background, beliefs, and even their current emotional state. These insights can then be used to build trust, exploit vulnerabilities, and guide the conversation towards desired outcomes. Behavioral profiling takes this concept a step further, creating detailed psychological portraits of individuals or groups. By analyzing past behaviors, patterns of speech, and even social media activity, intelligence agencies can predict future actions and identify potential threats. This predictive analysis is crucial in counterterrorism efforts, where understanding the motivations and modus operandi of potential attackers is paramount. Priming and framing are subtle yet powerful techniques for shaping perceptions and influencing decision-making. Priming involves subtly exposing individuals to certain stimuli or ideas, which then unconsciously influence their subsequent thoughts and behaviors. For example, an operative might subtly introduce a particular topic or theme into a conversation, subtly predisposing the target to be more receptive to related information later on. Framing, on the other hand, involves presenting information in a way that influences how it is perceived. The same piece of information, when framed differently, can elicit vastly different responses. For instance, intelligence agencies might leak information to the media, framing it in a way that discredits an opponent or sways public opinion in their favor. These techniques are particularly effective because they operate beneath the level of conscious awareness. The target of such manipulation is often completely unaware that their thoughts and actions are being subtly influenced by external factors. The human face is a canvas of emotion, even when we try to conceal our true feelings. Microexpressions, fleeting facial expressions that last for a fraction of a second, betray our genuine emotions even when we try to mask them. Pioneering psychologist Paul Ekman dedicated his career to studying these microexpressions, creating a comprehensive system for reading and interpreting them. Intelligence agencies recognize the power of this system. Training in microexpression recognition allows agents to detect deception, gauge the true intentions of a source, and glean critical information during interrogations. A flicker of fear, a fleeting smirk, or a barely perceptible tightening of the lips can reveal volumes about what a person is truly thinking or feeling. This ability to read the subtle cues of the face can be the difference between believing a lie and uncovering the truth. In the high-stakes world of espionage, where deception is the norm, mastering the art of reading microexpressions is an invaluable asset. Anchors and suggestions. Steering the ship of the mind. Anchoring and suggestion are powerful tools for influencing behavior and shaping perceptions. Anchoring involves creating an association between a specific stimulus and a desired response. This technique can be used to evoke specific emotions, trigger certain memories, or even influence decision-making. In a mentalism act, a performer might use a specific word or gesture as an anchor, subtly associating it with a particular feeling or idea. Later, by simply triggering that anchor, they can evoke the desired response from a participant. In an intelligence context, an operative might use a similar technique to create a subconscious link between themselves and feelings of trust or cooperation in a target. Suggestion, on the other hand, involves planning ideas and influencing behavior through subtle cues and language. By phrasing questions in a certain way, emphasizing particular words, or even using specific body language. A skilled operative can guide a target's thoughts and actions without them realizing they are being influenced. Finding order in chaos. Pattern, recognition, and predictability. The human mind is wired to seek patterns and find order in the world around us. This innate ability to recognize patterns helps us make sense of information, predict future events, and navigate complex situations. However, this same tendency can also make us susceptible to manipulation. Intelligence agencies leverage this by analyzing patterns of behavior, communication, and even financial transactions to anticipate threats, identify potential spies, and predict future actions. By gathering vast amounts of data and applying sophisticated algorithms, they can uncover hidden connections and identify anomalies that might otherwise go unnoticed. This ability to find order in chaos is particularly crucial in today's digital age, where vast amounts of data are generated every second. By analyzing this data, intelligence agencies can gain valuable insights into the activities of individuals, organizations, and even entire nations. The psychology of persuasion. Why these techniques work. The effectiveness of mentalism techniques, both on stage and in the real world, stems from their exploitation of fundamental principles of human psychology. Our brains are constantly bombarded with information, and we rely on mental shortcuts known as cognitive biases to simplify our decision-making processes. These biases, while generally helpful in everyday life, can also make us susceptible to manipulation. For example, the confirmation bias leads us to favor information that confirms our existing beliefs, while the halo effect causes us to judge others based on our first impressions. Mentalism techniques cleverly exploit these biases, using suggestion framing and other psychological tools to nudge our thinking in a desired direction. By understanding how these biases work, intelligence operatives can bypass our rational defenses and influence our thoughts and actions at a subconscious level. When mentalism turns dark. The intersection of mentalism and intelligence is not without its dark side. History is rife with examples of governments and organizations exploiting psychological techniques for nefarious purposes. One such example is the CIA's infamous MKUltra program, a top-secret project that ran from the 1950s to the early 1970s. MKUltra involved a range of unethical experiments on human subjects, many of whom were unwitting participants. The program explored the use of hypnosis, drugs, and other methods of mind control with the aim of developing techniques for interrogating suspects, extracting information, and potentially even creating assassins. Another chilling example is CRE, Survival, Evasion, Resistance, and Escape. Training, a program designed to prepare military personnel for the possibility of capture. CRE training often involves subjecting participants to extreme stress, sleep deprivation, and psychological torture, with the aim of building resilience and resistance to interrogation techniques. While these programs represent extreme and unethical applications of psychological manipulation, they serve as a stark reminder that the power of the mind can be used for both good and evil. The mind as a target, readable and steerable. The world of intelligence operates in the shadows, relying on secrets, deception, and the subtle art of manipulation. As we've explored, the techniques used by mentalists and magicians share a surprising amount of overlap with those employed by real-world intelligence agencies. From cold reading and behavioral profiling to priming, framing, and the analysis of microexpressions, these techniques highlight the ways in which the human mind can be both read and influenced. By understanding the psychological principles that underpin these techniques, intelligence operatives can gain a significant advantage in their efforts to gather information, manipulate individuals, and achieve their objectives. The mind, with all its complexities and vulnerabilities, is both a target and a weapon in the world of espionage. As technology advances and our understanding of the human brain deepens, the line between science fiction and reality continues to blur, raising profound ethical questions about the use and abuse of these powerful techniques. And as always, I encourage you to like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe. Stay tuned, stay curious, and keep synchronizing with total vibrational vitality.